I have 55% battery. I have a clock here, but we do also have a clock on there, up there as well, so you can see the passage of time. You'll leave the heating running and just do a couple of hours to see how long the car would in fact last if we were stuck in traffic and we had the heating running and the headlights on as well. You can see headlights are on. So we've got 149 miles range, 55% battery, and let's turn the heater on. So it's set to 22 degrees, and I'm going to stick it on the second notch and see what happens, rather than the first notch. And you can see it is set to heat, so I'm not having you on. And the headlights are on, as you can see from there. And we'll see how long the battery lasts. Just realised I need to leave the internal lights on as well, yet another power drain, so that you can see clearly on camera everything that's in here. What I'm also hoping is that I can lock the car, take the key away, and it will still keep running. See how it goes. No is the answer on that one. I'll still take the key away anyway, I think.
So at the end of the experiment, 2 hours later, the outside temperature dropped to just 6 degrees. The heating temperature was set to 22 degrees. If you were genuinely stuck in traffic for hours and hours, you could make do with it being at least a few degrees cooler than that, which of course would put less pressure on the heating system to generate heat. Heating speed was set to fan speed of 2. Number 1 will also be fine if you're sat idling in traffic for hours. In this experiment there were no warm-bodied people inside the car. If you were in the car yourself generating your own heat, then again the heater wouldn't have to generate as much heat to keep the car at a certain temperature. The car also started with a cold cabin in this experiment. We started from cold. If you genuinely join the back of your queue of traffic, you'd already be in a warmed up car. So in this experiment the car has had more work to do to get the cabin temperature up to temperature. Despite all of these factors going against the electric car, after 2 hours I've used just 3% of battery, which means if you rock up at the back of your queue of traffic with say 30% battery, you could sit there for 18 hours and still have some left. You'd have even more than that if you turn the temperature and the fan speed down, had warm-bodied people in the car, and you started with a cabin that was already warm, as you would do if you were genuinely getting stuck in traffic. So all these people saying if you get stuck in traffic for a few hours you'll run out of charge is a load of nonsense. You'd have to have had a very low state of charge to begin with for it to be a problem, but then the exact same thing applies to petrol and diesel cars. If you rock up with just a few litres left, you're not going to be able to idle for 18, 24, 36 hours. Myth busted.